Hey everyone, and welcome! So if I said the words LYBUNT or SYBUNT to you, you might think I just made them up. But what if I told you these kind of strange-sounding words are actually the key to turning your fundraising slump around? Today we're going to decode these terms and show you exactly how to win back some of your most valuable donors.
Let's just be honest for a second. If you've been feeling the fundraising squeeze lately, you are so not alone. People are calling it a giving crisis across the whole nonprofit world. But before you start to panic, I want to share a really powerful strategy that can help turn things around. And believe it or not, that secret weapon, it's probably hiding in plain sight, right inside your donor database. We're talking about re-engaging donors. These are people who've already raised their hands and said, hey, I believe in what you do. It is one of the most cost-effective things you can do, because really the hardest part, getting them to care in the first place, is already done.
Okay, so what on earth are these weird acronyms? Let's break down these two powerhouse reports so you can put them to work. First up is LYBUNT, and it stands for Last Year, but Unfortunately Not This. Pretty simple when you spell it out, right? This is someone who made a donation last fiscal year, but for whatever reason, they haven't given again this year. You can think of them as your most recently lapsed supporters.
So then what's a CYBUNT? Well, that one stands for some year, but unfortunately not this. So while the LYBUNT donor gave last year, a CYBUNT donor gave in a previous year, but not last year. So LYBUNTs are your recently lapsed folks, and CYBUNTs have been quiet for a little bit longer. But both of these groups, as you're about to see, are pure gold.
And that really brings us to the big question. Why should you care so much about these lists? Well, because they're not just lists. They're full of actual people who already know you, they already trust you, and they have a history with your mission. All that foundational work has already been laid.
Erica Carley from Chive Charities just nails it with this quote. She says the secret is that one-to-one communication. It's about building real, authentic relationships, not just, blasting out a generic email to everyone. And when you take that kind of high-touch approach, the results are, well, you got to see this. They have an average donor retention rate of 98%. Nope, you did not hear that wrong, 98%. To put that in perspective, the average retention rate for the entire nonprofit sector is usually hovering somewhere around 45%. It's just brilliant proof that when you focus on genuine connection, you can get absolutely incredible results. So, are you ready to win them back? Awesome. Let's walk through a super simple 5-step plan to build a lapsed donor appeal that actually works.
Okay, here's the game plan. Step 1, know your audience. Why did they give to you in the first place? Were they super passionate about one specific program? Step 2, personalize everything. I mean everything. Use their name, mention the last campaign they supported, show them you remember them. Third, be direct. Don't beat around the bush. Let them know you miss them and ask for a new donation. Fourth, offer an incentive. This could be anything from early bird tickets to an event or a special report just for your returning donors. And finally, step 5, always follow up. A thank you goes such a long way, whether they give again or not. It just keeps that relationship warm.
All right, you've got the basics down. Now, let's cover a couple of pro tips and some common mistakes to avoid. This is what's going to take your re-engagement strategy from good to truly great.
Here's a huge pro tip. When you get them to come back, ask them to make it a recurring gift. That creates way more stable revenue for you. Now for the pitfalls. Donor fatigue is so real, so please don't just spam them. Also, make sure you're segmenting your list properly. You wouldn't talk to a $25 donor the same way you talk to a major gift donor, right? And last, remember that supporting you isn't just about money. Offer other ways to get involved, like volunteering.
So, if you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. Your LYBUNT and SYBUNT lists aren't just data points on a spreadsheet. They're relationships just waiting to be rekindled. And of course, having a great nonprofit CRM makes finding these folks and tracking all your outreach so much easier, which is exactly what platforms like Fundraise were built to do.
And all of this leads to one final question for you and your team. When you look at your own database, who's the first person, that first relationship that you're going to try and bring back into the fold?
Honestly, we have only scratched the surface here today. If you want to dive way deeper with email templates, real-world examples, and more advanced strategies, you have to check out the full blog post on our website. The link is right down there in the description for you. Thanks so much for watching.